Did y'all miss me?
Shut up and sit down.
Seriously, did y'all miss us? Because we're back again, episode 4, Realest Guys podcast, breaking down Money in the Bank, breaking down Monday Night Raw. But first, most importantly, a WrestleMania caliber type scandal. Josh, did you hear about this by any chance?
What scandal are you talking about?
Roman Reigns got suspended 30 days for a wellness policy violation. Now, I know he's your boy. So, to give you a little, peace of mind a bit, we don't know what he got suspended for. We just know it's for 30 days. A wellness type violation could be anything from, he was juicing with Oos, or
he got ADHD.
Or he couldn't pee in the cup. Maybe he's got a little performance anxiety, which would explain why he sucks. I mean,
that ain't right, man.
Below the belt. Don't kick him
below the belt.
Don't kick him out while he's down. No, but seriously, all joking aside, Reigns got hit with a 30-day suspension. We don't know any other details, but that he came out, he apologized to his fans, his family, the WWE on Twitter. The WWE just released a statement, and it's serious when they break the fourth wall and use the real name.
Yeah, they use his real name.
So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's 30 days. He'll be back a couple of days before Battleground. And we'll get to that part a little bit later in the show. But, again, like I said, breaking news, Reigns.
Breaking news. Yeah.
So, but like I said, we're not just here for the bad times. We're here for the good times. Money in the Bank was Sunday. We had a pretty solid Raw yesterday. Without any further ado, let me introduce my co-host once again, Mr. Josh Too Good Crocker. What's going on?
What is going on? So, I got a few items before we get into the show. Some pretty cool things are going on with the podcast. Our website, realestguyspodcast.com, is live. You can listen to the podcast there. You can check out our merch at redbubble.com through our website. You can watch our YouTube videos through our website. You can also contact us. Because like our website says, our responses ain't soft.
It ain't soft.
Ain't soft. So you can reach us through there. And you can also, of course, hit us up on Twitter, Realest Guys PC. You can hit us up on Facebook, Realest Guys PC. Hit us up on YouTube, of course. And if you happen to watch our YouTube, go ahead and leave some comments. We're more than happy to respond and even mention some on the podcast. Hit us up on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you want to listen. We are available. So some cool things happening with the podcast. I'm excited, and I look forward to what's next. And yeah, so
yeah, y'all are gonna want to bookmark that page. Big things coming.
You just say you want to barf that page?
No, bookmark.
Bookmark. Okay, yeah, don't barf the page.
Yeah, I mean, unless that's some type of cool hip lingo that all the youngins are doing, then
yeah,
totally barf. Never mind.
Yeah, on fleek.
On fleek with my bae.
I hate that word.
No, but seriously, all right, let's back on track here. Money in the Bank. We're just gonna run down through the show real quick. Kind of touch on our predictions and who won what. Spoiler alert. Yeah, this guy won. Anywho, Corbin versus Ziggler is gonna be the first one that we're gonna cover. Corbin gets a win. Cool. Sheamus gets a win. Cool. Now, the one thing that I did like about these two matches, these were supposed to be pre-show matches, weren't they?
That's correct.
And just the fact that they're pushing Cruz and Corbin up, I kind of like that. They're getting that exposure on the main roster in a main event. Not main event, but on the main card as opposed to the pre-show when nobody's watching.
I agree.
So, Rusev, Titus, nothing to say about that one, right? I mean, we got a new kind of interesting thing from Titus. Afterwards, and we can touch on that during Raw, but pretty standard fare. Rusev going over as we expected, nothing too crazy. We had the Divas tag match. Charlotte and Dana won. Again, pretty much standard fare. Let's be honest, Josh. Money in the Bank wasn't a WrestleMania caliber type event. I don't think it quite lived up to the hype. I think it was a solid B+. Shout out to Daniel Bryan. Solid B+ pay-per-view. But it was just all biding time for the main events, for the 3 main event matches.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
I mean, you can even feel it, the energy in the arena. It was just not even there. But it started to pick up at the Cena Styles match.
I mean, I'll be, full honesty here. That Rusev O'Neal match, they put it in the right spot because I needed a cool down, and I just switched over to ESPN, ABC, and watched Game 7 of the Cavs Warriors game. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think they knew full well how they kind of booked that event going forward. But like I said, it was all about. Oh, we forgot the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah,
New Day retains.
New Day,
sloppy match, but decent for the curtain jerker.
Yeah, here's my thoughts too. They had some missed spots there, but when you're working a match, you have 8 bodies there, 9 bodies with Xavier Woods. A lot of people, it sucked. They had all these, it actually wasn't too bad of a match. If you go back and watch it, and people will disagree with me, and that's completely fine. But we got 9 working parts, 10 including the referee, in this show that's being put on. Sometimes things like that are going to happen. Yeah, and so overall, there were some missed spots. It wasn't a terrible match like people were making it out to be, but it is what it is.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it then because I was kind of like, the talent that's in the ring, and I get what you're saying about all the moving parts. That talent that was in the ring, I really did have pretty big expectations for that match, and it kind of just, I don't know, it just felt off. Maybe it was just too much going on.
Yeah, some high expectations for sure.
So, main event matches, we had Styles versus Cena was the first one up. And, I mean, honestly, I thought it was a great match. I feel like they, as much as people are going to complain or have been complaining now the past couple of days about, Cena still had to win, had to get some shenanigans so that he doesn't lose clean. I thought it was booked perfectly. The Bullet Club coming in, the club coming in and taking out Cena, putting AJ Styles, giving him the win. I mean, that's the way you book it.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. There's a bunch of people that, if we read on Twitter, during the event, everybody's great match, crappy ending. To me, I didn't think that was a crappy ending. I didn't, because that was a heel ending. That's what heels do. And though it may be somewhat predictable, I don't care. That's just what you do.
And that's the thing. It's not even about being a heel and being predictable. You're telling a story.
Yeah.
This is just going to be a continuation. We spoke before the event last week that this wasn't going to be a one and done match.
Yeah.
They were going to find some way to shenanigate it and have multiple matches. And, I mean, the simplest way to do it is that. Well, Cena would have won if the referee was up. Well, yeah, but he didn't. Well, Bullet Club wasn't supposed to get up. Yeah, well, he did. So now there's the excuse now for the rematch that Cena might win with some type of shenanigans. And now that sets up the 1v1, winner take all rubber match, and we'll see what happens from there. It'll be interesting going forward. Like I said, I thought the ending was great. I thought the match was good. I really had no qualms at all.
Yeah.
The story told, especially at the beginning of the match, Cena not being able to hit Styles, and it was just good. It was just start to finish a great match. So, moving right along, we've got the Money in the Bank match. We already know who the contestants were. Can you name them?
Can I name them?
Can you name them?
Yeah, Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Alberto Del Rio.
Yep.
Chris Jericho.
Yep.
Sami Zayn.
Yep.
And
starts with a C. And
Cesaro.
There you go. Yep. So there we go. So I thought it was a great match. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I really did love these last 3 main event matches of the night. The spots were telling. I didn't like the setting up of the ladders there towards the end, but there were some spots there in the middle. The Michinoku driver on Kevin Owens on the propped up ladder on its side, that looked ridiculous. Del Rio was ferocious. I mean, I know I'm all off the Del Rio bandwagon, but Del Rio looked like a beast. He looked like a star. Not enough for me to really care about him long term, but enough that he impressed me this match.
then he gets hurt.
But But he did have that spot where he had Cesaro on the cross armbar.
Yeah.
Off the ladder, which I thought was
Yeah, he was
cool.
impressive.
So
I would agree.
it was building up, and it crescendoed with my bae, Kevin Owens. Climbing up the ladder on one side, Dean Ambrose climbing up on the other side, trading blows, and finally Dean, as kind of was really hinted at Raw and predicted by a lot, takes the briefcase and he wins the match. So, don't think that would have been the last time we saw Dean that night, but we'll see. And then that leads us to the WWE title match: Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins. And what was your feel on Reigns during the match?
He definitely had that aggressive side. I mean, I've read a lot of things, and I have to go back and rewatch the match because there's a lot of people that stated, man, he definitely wrestled a heel type in that match. Mm-hmm. And from what I can remember, he was talking mess.
He was really arrogant.
He was, which I liked it, and it was good though, man. I mean, the guy can work. All these people, the chance. The things that bother me the most are the chances to yell, "You can't wrestle," mm-hmm. because I don't know how many main events, how many pay-per-views does this guy have to put on a clinic? No matter what, people are going to chant, "You can't wrestle," but that bothers me. But I'm biased. He's my dude. I like him.
He suffers from John Cena disease, where has to go over clean, has to be made look strong, and people get tired of it, is what it is. And I think his match Sunday was a great match, and it's not just because he wrestled like a heel, but that's taking all the stuff talking out of it. I mean, that's the type of person that he was designed to be in the Shield. Just a smash mouth, no nonsense, I'm coming at you and you can't stop me type of dude. And that's exactly what he portrayed. And I think he portrays it to a T. It fits him so well that it annoys me when they roll him out as this all-world John Cena type Superman. Now, obviously, it takes two to tango. We can praise Roman all we want. We've got to do the fair share with Seth.
Absolutely.
And I think Seth more than held his own in his first major match back from injury. He was flipping around. He was doing everything that he could possibly do. And that kind of tease with the turnbuckle spot where he was kind of unsure of himself, doing the sunset flip, and I thought it was cool. I liked it. And I'm excited to see where the story goes.
And Roman lost clean.
Cleanish.
Clean.
I mean, again, they could have ran some type of extracurricular activities there to make Roman still look strong, and they didn't. At the time, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. He beat him clean. Which, by the way, the one nitpick, and just because I'm that guy and I'm going to nitpick, he should have beat him with that spear pedigree reversal. Because I had never seen that in my life before. I thought that was innovative, and that should have won the match. They shouldn't have had Roman kicked out. Have him kick out of a regular pedigree, but that spear launching himself into the pedigree and getting dropped, I think they should have protected that finish.
If they were going to do that though, they should have reversed the pedigrees. Then they should have given him a regular pedigree first,
exactly,
and then played the spear pedigree and then finished the match. I think that would have been perfect.
Exactly,
because it's one of those finishers out of nowhere, and that's kind of what a lot of people like to see. That's what no one likes to see. Randy Orton's RKO when he does his "I got voices in my head" thing and slams on the ground, and like, bro, you're telling your dude, your enemy, that you're on your way. The same thing with
Shawn Michaels,
Sweet Chin Music. Even we were speaking about him, Roman Reigns, and the honestly, I kind of like that. I mean, it's okay, but the one that gets me is the Superman punch, the stupid cock in the wrist, and then doing that whole thing. I'm not a huge fan of that. So when you get a chance to do an out of nowhere finish, they could have used that as the end. But it is what it is. You got to clean and
like you said, Roman got pinned clean. Seth Rollins, our new champion. confetti falls, right? Right? No.
I don't remember.
No.
Confetti.
I remember some Dean Ambrose. I remember a guitar riff.
I do.
And a motorcycle coming through.
I do.
You know, that I do remember. And then Dean Ambrose coming down. And Seth Rollins waiting. And Seth Rollins waiting. And Dean Ambrose does to Seth what Seth did to Dean. Hit him in the back. Turnabout's fair play, isn't it? And I thought that was a great piece of storytelling. Gets hit with the briefcase. We get the cash in. Ring the bell. Hit the DDT. Pin the champ. Ring the bell. Dean Ambrose ends the night. Your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. To just applause and cheers. I mean, think about this. This is the first time in about 2 years that the WWE has had a face champion that's actually getting a face reaction. A universal reaction.
Yeah. See, what was the last? Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan.
What was the last one?
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just that's awesome. That's great storytelling. That's how you make a star. And I think Dean Ambrose's star was really born Sunday night. So, which leads us now to Monday Night Raw. Dean in the ring. I thought it was kind of cute that they kind of play up the everyman aspect of his character. He forgets the championship belt in the taxi.
Well, let's pause.
Okay.
Really quick. There's a. Let's go ahead and do. Let's do the. Before we go to Raw, our favorite Money in the Bank moments.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be Money in the Bank on Money in the Bank, but maybe something associated Money in the Bank. I'll go first.
Sure.
So my favorite Money in the Bank, and of course, if you guys have any comments, go ahead and leave them. Let us know what your favorites are, and we'll definitely mention them on next week's episode. So my favorite would be when Dolph Ziggler cashed in. Man, that place erupted, and I actually know somebody that was there.
Do you?
Yeah, and I saw the footage, and the footage being there, man, he was holding the camera, and it was shaking when everybody started cheering. But no, that moment was awesome. So that would be my favorite moment.
Well, let me apologize for that video because it was potato quality. I was there live at the Odds Out Center in New Jersey. And it was an amazing moment, and honestly, if it wasn't for WWE's booking these past few years, that would be my favorite. Just to be there live, to have seen that happen, to have erupted the way we did. I mean, honestly, I was holding my phone trying to record it, and you saw it. It was all over the place. It was terrible recording. But WWE kind of ruined that for me. I would have to say Edge cashing in for the first time, just because that was the one that kind of set the bar. That's the one that all these cash-ins now are kind of emulating. It's the originator. And you've always got to go with the original. The remix is never as good as the first thing, as the original thing. So, for me, my favorite Money in the Bank moment will always be that first cash-in with the contract. So, on to Raw.
On to Raw.
On to Raw.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Well, it being Money in the Bank, it being one of those WrestleMania caliber events that WWE wants to do.
WrestleMania caliber.
Obviously, we should have WrestleMania caliber memories for those events in the past. So,
especially for a WrestleMania caliber podcast.
That ain't soft.
That ain't soft.
Speaking of WrestleMania caliber, we had a WrestleMania caliber championship coronation for Dean Ambrose Monday, right? He came out and left his belt in the cab, which I thought was funny. Like, I did. It just kind of goes off. Dean Ambrose being this crazy guy. Oh, what is he gonna do next? And but still, Roman coming out, getting booed massively. I mean, he got hated on. He was able to kind of. I like how he turned it around on the guys. All you guys booing me for not being able to wrestle. Why don't you take another sip of your beer? Calm down. I thought that was a nice little line there. Just kind of.
And he told him to shut up.
Well, yeah, too. No, sit down and shut up.
Yeah.
Right? So.
But I liked it. I said, yeah, Roman.
Get a little more edge in the character. And that's ultimately that's what his character needs. A little more edge.
Yeah, stop complimenting your friends.
Which he kind of did. But and Dean was told him, hey, if it was you, champ, I still would have cashed in. So this is interesting. Dean's kind of in this tweener role. Roman's kind of tweening now a little bit. Seth has been kind of a tweener since he came back. It's interesting. It's interesting to see how these three are going to play off each other.
Yeah.
So we have that promo back and forth. Shane McMahon comes out to pretty big pop and announces Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns in the main event for the number one contendership. So that's something we can look out for. Then we head into the eternal struggle of good and evil once again. Sami Zayn versus my bae, Kevin Owens. And they just do what they do. I mean, seriously, I don't think there's a rivalry or two wrestlers who can match their chemistry in the ring right now.
Oh man, they have such good chemistry, and they play the hate each other role so well. Mm-hmm. I mean, some people I've listened. Some people don't like it. Like, oh, we see this over and over again, and dude, I love it, man. Just because the disdain that they have when they look at each other, you can just feel it, and that's what it's all about. Is these moments that you can feel, and yeah, man.
Well, this new era, all about blurring reality, blah blah blah. It's great. It's refreshing to see a rivalry that keeps going. They're actually able to do that.
Yeah,
you know. Speaking of blurring reality, we get James Laryngitis back. People power, right? We're excited for him as general manager of SmackDown, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. You don't.
My smile is fake.
And then Enzo and Cass come out to save the day. All right. And, and that's where the James Laryngitis line came from. But Enzo and Cass defeat the Vaudevillains again. We were just talking about a rivalry that continues to go back and forth in Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. And then we come over here to another rivalry that continues to go back and forth that I'm not really feeling. As much as I like Enzo and Cass, they're kind of been paired up with the Vaudevillains a little too much here recently. And, I can do without... honestly, I can do without seeing Enzo and Cass next week, to be honest with you. They kind of stagnate. I don't know how you feel. They're kind of just treading water. I'm not sure if what to make of the situation.
I enjoy seeing Enzo and Cass every week, personally. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to, at least with the brand split, too. You won't have to see certain people twice a week. But I'm enjoying seeing Enzo and Cass. I'm not really feeling the vaudevillain heat that they have with each other, but we'll see where it goes. Yeah.
We got an AJ Styles promo. He comes out upset, mad. Why did the club come out and destroy my match? And what I saw was pretty funny. He demanded they come out. He demanded they apologize. And they did. And I honestly, I believe AJ when he said he didn't know they were going to come out. I'll go ahead and say I took that hook, line, and sinker. He makes them apologize, not just to AJ Styles, but to John Cena. And that brings our beloved Superman out.
I thought it was weird. I thought it was a weird promo. I thought it was a weird setup. I mean... But when you I thought about it afterwards, and as it was progressing, especially later on into the evening, it all kind of made sense. But at first, I would sit there scratching my head, like, man, I thought this dude would be thankful that they came out, just cause. And then, but it's all kind of part of his character that he's creating, is that almost anti-good guy, like.
So like a bad guy?
I'm not like a good. I'm not a.
Is he not a bad guy? He's not a good guy?
Not a good guy.
Is he the guy?
He's the guy. No. So it's kind of a weird scenario. He's almost playing still. Everybody have my back still. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that they were going to come out, and I was just. It was strange, but
yeah, I bought it.
But yeah, it made sense towards the end though.
Yeah, because then he goes ahead and says, "John, you can have a match against anybody in the club." Well, I want except AJ Styles. It's the only one you can't have. Cena doesn't like that, and AJ kind of sacrifices Ken Anderson there.
Man, was that a squash
that
match?
Was just a straight up squash match. But it all again tied back into the story with AJ and Luke Gallows coming back out interfering and Cena picking up the win via disqualification. Again, it just continues the story, like I said, after our Money in the Bank kind of talk about their match. That that story's going to continue. We'll probably get the big blow off. We've got Battlegrounds coming up the next pay-per-view. Then we've got SummerSlam. That's probably going to be the blow off match. It's going to be at SummerSlam between these two.
Here's what I think. Cage match.
Yeah, I can see a cage match.
Cage match.
Definitely.
Prevent other people from coming in, or dare I say it, Hell in a Cell, which I don't think that's going to happen. But cage match, I think
that's a WrestleMania caliber match, not to have at the WrestleMania caliber summer event that we, so just
almost every event now is WrestleMania caliber. So, no, but I think a cage match.
Yeah, I can see that. Anyway, Baron Corbin. Fresh off a win against Ziggler, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, right? Former Money in the Bank winner, cashed it in, big pops, cheers, adulation, and he comes back. Baron Corbin comes back after following that match with a match against Zack Ryder.
Woo.
I fast forwarded. I mean,
yeah.
It wasn't worth my time. So, speaking of not worth my time, Natty Neidhart turning heel. Any thoughts?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of like that Becky's getting some face pops. I didn't know she was that over, and they showed her on screen yesterday. You heard the cheers in the background. That I kind of like. I'm interested in that story development.
And I like the fire that she was giving in her promo. I like Natty.
She's a redhead. I see what you did.
So I like Natty going heel. I think she had that line after she attacked saying, "I'm going to do stuff for me now," because she has. I mean, even on the Total Divas, it's always about taking somebody under her wing and blah blah blah. I think it'll be good for her.
Yeah. And while we're on the subject of the women's, Charlotte against Paige. Speaking of Paige, real quick, and we didn't talk about this, and we'll touch it real quick here. Katie, Paige with the cops in Vegas. Did you hear about that?
Heard about it. Yeah.
I don't think it's that big of a deal just because they let her have a match for the WWE Women's Championship on Monday night. From everything that I've kind of heard and read is that it was filmed for Total Divas. So, yeah, I just felt like that needed to be put out there. Anyway, Charlotte defeats Paige thanks to Dana Brooks' interference somehow. I mean, I just think Dana needs to go back to NXT.
Did you watch that?
I did.
Match?
I did. Unfortunately, I watched that match because it had Paige. I like Paige a lot. Dana kind of ruined it for me. Obviously.
She ruined it, man. I'm tired. I'm sorry, and I'm just getting fired up because I don't know how many times that this woman can botch something.
She's literally got one spot every week, and every single week she's botched those spots.
First off, she was a couple weeks ago wearing those high heels. Can barely walk in them, and then now, I mean, your job is to put Charlotte's foot on the bottom rope.
Which it needs to be said, degree of difficulty, Charlotte's foot was maybe six inches away from the rope. So just picture that in mind. Go ahead.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, she's not putting her foot on the rope. She's not putting her foot on the rope. Next thing you know, the referee looks at her, and she's hugging her foot on the bottom rope. I'm like, and then the referee plays it off, saying her foot was on the rope. I'm like, at least everybody saw this. At least, listen, change the script. Say disqualification or something. It's not going to change anything. It's ridiculous.
I can't. I don't know what was more ridiculous. Her not being able to put a foot on the bottom rope, or her coming out looking like Luna Vacun. That's what I can't picture. That's what anyway, that's Dana Brooke for you. But we go from the infallible Dana Brooke to the return of the man, the myth, the legend, the eater of worlds, Bray Wyatt.
He's probably. It looks like he's been cutting back on eating. Worlds.
I think he had a couple of moons. That's about it.
Yeah, because he was looking.
Couple of moons. He was looking pretty cut. Yeah,
He is. Yeah.
Great promo. I was. I'm excited for this New Day Bray Wyatt feud. Well, Wyatt family feud. I am. Just the difference in character and persona excites me. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think that's got some potential to do something. As long as they stay away from supernatural stuff.
Yeah, the whole bit with Xavier Woods starting to walk down the ramp, I was like, oh, what are you doing?
If they dive into it a little more and actually give some type of backstory, I could probably be for it. But
like he's a Hills Have Eyes guy. He's a Hills Have Eyes character.
Mm-hmm.
He's I'll cut you in little pieces sort of character. That's the Wyatt family, not as a mystic.
Well,
I mean,
maybe he gained something from the Undertaker match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Maybe
he took some of his powers.
Exactly. You never know. But oh, jeez, guys, he's walking like he's Ghostbuster Ray over here, slowly going towards the light. Josh, come back to the light, Josh.
Sorry.
So that was that. That was Bray Wyatt. I'm happy to have him back. I look forward to his matches. I look forward to his promos.
Day falls.
And he got that over.
Day falls.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
The crowd actually started to pick that up, and I'm excited, man. I really am excited for this feud, and hopefully I don't get screwed out of this excitement. Speaking of being easily excitable, Titus O'Neil, family. La Familia, he's got to go out there and protect his kids. And I love that Titus, this big, hulking beast of a man, 6'8", 290 some odd pounds, former football player, comes out with some intensity, something that his character has been missing all these years. And frankly, he's been the only person since Cena last WrestleMania to kind of hit Rusev in the mouth and have him, tail between his legs running back.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that character development.
I loved it too, and I like how they're continuing the feud.
Yeah. We kind of gave the feud some type deal, but if they build it, it can be good. Now let me ask you something. You've been watching wrestling for a while, right?
Yeah,
give or take.
Mm-hmm.
You know the whole transitive property, right? You're a smart man. You know what the transitive whatever property is, right? You're familiar with that property?
No, please tell me.
All right, so basically, right, if I beat you and you beat person X in a fight, well, I can beat person X in a fight because I beat you, right? So, enter Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho beat Dean Ambrose on a one-off match on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Dean Ambrose is now the WWE title holder, correct? Chris Jericho feels he should be the number one contender because he beat Dean Ambrose 2 weeks ago on a throwaway SmackDown match before Dean was even the champion.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Why not?
That's not how that works.
Why?
Where's the champions rematch? Realistically speaking, Seth Rollins should be the number one contender, and Roman Reigns should be third, and then Jericho distance fourth. Well, third.
Chris Jericho to the top.
Yeah? Like that?
To the top. Matt, just take the belt off of Dean Ambrose.
And just give it to Jericho.
Give
So
it
we
to Jericho.
can all drink it in. Drink in the Jericho.
Drink it in.
All right.
Whole big old cup.
We'll see what happens. And that leads us, a big old cup. I don't know if I want a big old cup of Jericho.
Okay.
Maybe that's what Roman got pinched for. He had a big old cup of Jericho juice.
Jericho juice.
Main event time. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, number one contender match.
WrestleMania caliber
match between two brothers of the Shield. The same match that we just had Sunday night. Although I actually like this one a little bit better than Sunday night.
I like this one better too.
It was hard hitting.
I think Roman Reigns was more aggressive in this match, especially when he didn't even give any time. He immediately, beginning of the match, bulldozed Seth Rollins all over the ring. And that's what he needs to do. Except he's gone for 30 days now because he was...
So let me ask you, over under, steroid chance, 3.5 at Washington, D.C. during Roman's match. Over under.
Ooh.
You can't push now, 3.5. Remember, DC's home to Batista. So they know about alleged steroid users.
Well, I'm not too much of a betting man, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. Would under be...
Under would be 2 or less. So like they'll do 1 at the beginning of the match, steroid, and then...
I'll go under. Why not?
Go under. Okay, fair. Anyway, I did kind of spoil it a little bit there. I do apologize to our fans. But the match ends in a double count out. Just the brutality of it took its toll on the guys, and they weren't able to make it back into the ring before the 10 count. Which leads to Shane coming out to try and restart the match. But Dean Ambrose, ever the face, ever the fighting champion that he is, says, no. I'll take them both on. You don't even have to restart the match. I'll take them both on at Battleground. Now, to take a step back there for a moment, I thought he was going to do something where he faced them in 2 matches. So face Roman first, and then face Dean. Face Seth. That's how I got it. Did you kind of interpret it the same way or differently?
No, I thought it was going to be
triple threat. Fair enough. Yeah. And then that's what Shane agrees to. We have a triple threat match set for Battlegrounds. Main event at Battlegrounds. A C at best level pay-per-view gets a WrestleMania caliber main event. The Shield triple threat. And I've been reading online kind of why they kind of hot-tracked this a little bit. And it's probably because the guys are going to be separated during the draft. Is the rumor going around here. Which I can believe.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read anything too much about that. I've listened to a few people disagree and it's just they're squandering this match. But at the same time, I don't think so, because the brand split is coming up. They might be separated. There might not be another opportunity for this match. And why not?
Why not?
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Let's see it. And so I'm excited to see it. I don't care if it's on Battleground or whatever it could be. I'm pumped.
Yeah. So, and then we end the show with Dean Ambrose hitting a Dirty Deeds, Michael Cole. Dirty Deeds, not a pedigree. A Dirty Deeds, not a pedigree. Dirty Deeds. To both Reigns and Rollins, and show ends. Ambrose on top. Think it was a pretty nice bow on the 2 days. Then this afternoon we find out about Roman Reigns, and a lot of speculation is the reason why they made Roman look so weak here in these past couple of days is because, the failed test and all that good stuff, not good stuff, but all that stuff that comes from that, WWE kind of punishing him a little bit here on the way out the door. Like I alluded to earlier, though, his 30-day suspension ends a few days before Battlegrounds. Do you think they're still going to keep him here involved in this match?
They may, and just because they're so high on Roman Reigns. I honestly, there's the people that think they knew beforehand. I don't know if they did know beforehand, before Money in the Bank. I'll say that much. Just because I don't know why they would proceed to book the triple threat match had they known he was on, he had violated the policy. Now, is it highly likely that they did know? Probably, just because of the timing. It ended up being the next day after Raw. Could be. But I'm not completely sold that they knew. I do think, though, that he'll still be in the match just because, like I said, Roman Reigns is like Vince McMahon's guy right now. And they kind of tend to forgive some things based on being the top guy. So I think he'll still be there. I think that this is a good opportunity, though, for him to make that big transition when he comes back and not take the same role he's been taking as with the. I think he should take this opportunity and be hated by the fans and give the fans a reason to hate him, because everybody knows that you were suspended for violating a policy, right? So I don't want to see you come back necessarily and try to cheer me up on the television screen. I'm not going to be looking at you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to look at you like a role model at the moment. Yeah. Just because. So I think it's a good opportunity for him to come back and come back with heat. Why not?
And I agree. I think my biggest concern is if they're going to keep him in the match, how do you build up a triple threat match where one guy, the guy, won't be involved in any of the hype leading up to it? He's not allowed to be on TV here for the next 30 days. Right. How do you build that up? Do you even acknowledge why he's not on TV for 30 days?
Yeah.
I've never when Adam Rose was suspended, when Connor was suspended, and granted those are lower card guys, but they never ever mentioned them. They never said anything to the fact that, Connor's not here today because blah, 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 even making up a BS excuse. How do you go about building a match where one guy is not going to be around? And it's not like the Bray Wyatt Undertaker feud where, Undertaker being this mysterious character, he can go ahead and miss shows before his match because he's the Undertaker. Roman now is starting to develop this character that we talked about now. Is turning, tweening, however you want to say it. How do you continue that character development before this next pay-per-view coming up? It's going to be an interesting balancing act. I'm really excited to see how this story plays out. I don't know. It's going to be a tough 30 days for the WWE. And I just hope that it doesn't get pinned back on Dean Ambrose. But Roman leaves and now the ratings drop. Because I don't know if you saw, the views were through the roof apparently.
Yeah,
ratings
big increased.
Bump, and that speaks a lot of volumes to the fans' take on the product. Dean being champion, Roman no longer being champion. Yeah. It's interesting to see where that goes. But anyway, that's episode 4. 4. How do you feel about this first month? And I know we're going to kind of go off topic a little bit, but
I feel good. I do. I think we're. I'm having fun. Mm-hmm. Wrestling is something that I'm passionate about. I've been watching it since I can remember. Since I was a little kid watching WCW, watching the Monday Night Wars, that whole deal. So to do something that has to do with wrestling, man, I'm just pumped about. And I think as the weeks are going on, I think we're getting more comfortable, and I think it's going to be only good things to come from here. And so yeah, I'm feeling good.
Awesome.
What about you, man?
Yeah, man, I've been excited. It's been a fun 4 weeks. It's been great, not just kind of talking about it, but being able to have a conversation with somebody who I feel is my equal in terms of passion for the art of professional wrestling, for the showmanship of sports entertainment. I think, man, big things are in the works. And like we said earlier, we've got a bunch of places which Josh is gonna reiterate to you guys here in a second, where you can find us, where you can hit us up, give us some comments, give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you guys. We appreciate all the follows there on Twitter. But definitely, man, I think we're on the cusp of some great things right now. I dare I say we might just really become the realest guys in the room. How you doing? So with that being said, guys, I'm going to turn it over to Josh here again right quick. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at
Realest Guys PC. Make sure to follow us on Facebook or like us on Facebook, Realest Guys PC. Go ahead and follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube, Realest Guys Podcast. Go ahead and leave some comments. Hit that like button. And go ahead and listen to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Realest Guys Podcast. And don't forget to check out our website, realestguyspodcast.com. Thanks again for listening. Until next time.
Yeah. One more time, guys. Topic of the week. Don't forget, what is your favorite Money in the Bank moment? Cash in, match during the event, actual Money in the Bank namesake match. Like Josh said, leave us a comment on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, YouTube, whatever the case may be. You can reach out to Josh at JoshCrocker_. You can reach out to me at Rican Wolverine. And we'll be back next week, man. Take care, guys.